Hey everybody, this is Jennifer from Paper This and That, and I am going to be working on a journal today. And I got to test a couple things here. I want to show comments, right? This is my first time of using my iPad to go live on YouTube. I tried it on my iPhone once, and it would only go in portrait, and I'm like, ugh, I want landscape. And what I'm doing today is I'm just going to be playing around in my craft room. I am off today. I have a vacation day, or what I like to call mental health day. And don't mind the mess back here. It is my crafting mess. I have a very limited craft space, and it's really hard to keep it neat. I don't know about any of you, but it is really, really hard. Hey, Beck, how are you doing today? So, I hope I could get the best view here. Still trying to play around with my settings here. I'm doing pretty good. Thank you. I need to figure something out here. But as I'm talking, I should have thought about this before I went live. But I'm like notorious for not planning ahead. And I need something, hold on, that's probably not going to work either. I'm trying to figure out how I can get my, does that work? Maybe. Probably have to back up a little bit so that you're not right on my crafting area. Okay. Anyhow, I had this, it was a Nature Valley almond bar set that I cut apart. I cut out the edges, and I'm going to be using this as my covers for my journal that I'm going to make today. We'll see how long I stay on to, but I'll try to get to most of it. I might have to go live another time and finish some of it. Anyhow, I cut it out where my cover is going to be just under about 4 inches by almost 5 1/4. I say 4 by 5. And I'm going to go ahead and pick out a paper. I thought what would be cool is I think I'm going to use one of my jelly prints. I've already I'm stumbling on my words. Digitized my jelly prints that I have. And I actually have a set in my Etsy shop for sale right now. Digitized. Okay, so I am going to figure out how big I need this. Okay, a little over 5, 9 1/4. 5 1/2 inch each side. 9 1/4 plus, so I need about 10 1/4 by 6. I am going to get out my big paper trimmer. For all you, this is a Fiskars Precision Rotary Trimmer. I really like this thing. It cuts through heavy materials and everything. After I'm done recording, I plan on providing links. I'll provide a link to this. My biggest issue with this is where the plastic guide is. It doesn't exactly line up with the blade. So I've got this little piece of tape on the plastic cover and around my blade where it's flush with the blade. So I kind of know exactly where I'm cutting. So I am just going to cut like a very sliver off at the end. So I really don't want the white spaces in here when I go and measure this out. So I didn't quite get painted all the way to the edge when I did my jelly print. That side's pretty good. I think this side needs a little bit trimmed off. Then I could go ahead and measure. Yeah, I have about 5 paper trimmers. And I've got one that I take with me when I'm for portable. This unit is not exactly portable, but it works for me. Okay, now I forget what I said I need to cut my measurements because I'm here gabbing. I think it was 10 1/4. Am I right? Ten 1/4 by 7, I think it was. So 10 1/4 by, I want it this way, 7. I know my big arm is getting in the way. Ugh. I'll have to figure out a better solution next time I go live. I don't like that my big fat arm is getting in the way. I know you can't really see too well what I'm doing. Anywho, I am going to end up eyeballing this and using some score tape. When I do my covers, I use score tape because I want to make sure that it is going to stick. I go through so much score tape, and I get my score tape actually on Amazon. I just found it more reasonable, and sometimes I could get it real cheap as an add-on item when I'm ordering a bigger order. Yeah. Do that. And this is my favorite glue, Fabri-Tac by Beacon. It's my favorite wet glue. I have 2 bottles. I got this one. I got a smaller bottle for portable. Excuse me here for a second. Here's my issue is, also, I see your chat coming up, and then by the time I get to read it, it disappears sometimes. I get parts of it. But, yep. Fabri-Tac all the way. Sometimes I use art glitter glue, but it just kind of depends. I have that too with the precision tip. But this Fabri-Tac seems to really stick well. Oops. kind of did this backwards. I should have taken the tape off first, then put my glue down. And I've got another little trick that I learned from another YouTuber, Genevieve Designs, of using a glue stick. Use a glue stick on anywhere you have like score tape or dry adhesive, and it actually gives you some wiggle room before you set it down permanently. Oops. And I do apologize again for getting my arm in the way here and there. I will figure out a better setup next time I do this. Okay, we're going to stand up here for a second. This isn't cardstock. This is actually a heavier copier paper. So I don't think I'm going to have too much to worry about as far as tearing is concerned. But, okay, I'm going to miter my corners. This one needs mitered a little bit more. It's a little bit too far away from the corner. There we go. And I just say that I don't mean this to be like a tutorial. This is just watch me play type of video. Like I said, I tried this on my iPhone and it did not. I don't know what it is about the iPhone. Every time I try to set it up for going live on YouTube, it wanted to record in portrait. I could not, for the life of me, get it in landscape. And I'd rather use my iPhone, because then I could do live and have it overhead. You know, and it'd be a lot easier to see what I'm doing. So I might have to try to find some way to jack my iPad up where you're not getting a big arm in the way all the time. Okay. Peel off this tape. Why do I have a feeling I shouldn't be live today? Everything wants to mess with me. My bone folder. I still have everything packed in my portable bag. Use one of my other bone folders. I'll dig that one out later. A good one. Really, I should be outside. We have beautiful weather today. Beautiful. We've had a lot of rain up here in southwestern Pennsylvania past couple days. There's been flooding. There have been roads closed. Okay, now I just need to easily bend this. Okay, there's my outside cover using one of my jelly prints. Oh, okay. South of Pittsburgh, in the Mon Valley area. Yeah, it's pretty hot outside today too, but I love the outdoors. Okay, now let's see, how big is my spine here? 1.5 inches. So I wonder how many signatures I could get in 1.5 inches. I'm thinking I'm going to do maybe 5 signatures. And I'm going to do mine a little bit differently. I don't like having all the strings on the outside of my spine. And I don't want to cover this up. So I'm going to cut a separate piece of cardstock to go in here. And I'm going to sew my signatures onto the cardstock and glue that onto my spine. Then I'll go and cover the insides pages. So, with that said, I'm going to put that aside. I guess I should cap my glue. And I am going to start pulling out some pages that I want to put in there. I have a ton. I mean, not literally a ton, a bunch of scraps. Scrapbooking page scraps. So, I am going to start going through some of my scraps and seeing what I want to put in there. Pages that I'm probably not going to use. Gee, and these are full pages that I don't even need in here. This one might not be the right folder because it looks like this has a lot of scrap Christmas papers. Okay. And a lot of them are one-sided. I could probably cut that down. I'm just going to pick out paper at random because I want to use up some of these scraps. I've got them here, and all that I do is I just keep adding to my scraps and not getting away. I need you guys to hang in there for a minute. My phone's ringing. Oh, sorry about the interruption. It was just a telemarketer anyhow. Didn't want to answer that anyhow. Okay. That's a full sheet. The whole purpose is to use scraps, scraps, scraps. There's some full sheet papers in here that this is really going to be a true mix and match journal. Journals are a great way to use up some of that paper that you have been hoarding and not using. And most of my scraps are those that are like, they're not double-sided. Okay, so we'll start with this. Okay. I'm not sure who else joined me. I see I'm up to 3 viewers. Whoever just joined me, I just got done doing my cover. And I used one of my homemade jelly prints for the cover. I am going to try something here. Just bear with me here. I'm going to try something here. You see the stack of chipboard? I'm going to try to see if I can stick you guys up on this real quick. Up. Sorry. My little stand's not as sticky anymore. Ah. Okay, so I got some papers here. Start putting my signatures together. I need to make 5 signatures. And I'm kind of wondering if my DH turned the air conditioning down because I'm starting to get hot. It's usually cold back here. Oh, that's okay. Thanks for stopping. Hope to see you soon. So if my pages are... So I want to make my pages about probably 3.5 by 4 3/4, maybe. I got a cheat sheet around here somewhere. Four and 3/4 by 3.5. That's it. Okay, so. Actually, I just screwed that up. This I'm going to put aside. This might be my inside pages because I have to double it. Duh. Gotta double. So, if I've got... So I need to make my signatures about... See, if it's 4 1/4, 4 3/4 by 3.5. So 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. Yep, 3.5 and 3.5 is 7. So I need to make my pages 7 long, my signatures, by 4 3/4 high. The next one. This one I need to cut off the white edges. This was a digital paper that I printed out. I probably printed this a couple years ago and never did anything with it. So I'm going to cut off the white edges, then measure off my 7 by 4 3/4. I'm already been live for almost a half hour. Really? Doesn't seem like it. I'm probably not going to get to finish all this journal all at once online. And there's still a little bit of white space there. Something didn't cut right. There we go. So now I want it to be 7 inches this way. By 4 3/4. Actually, get a couple of these at 4 3/4. Put in a couple signatures because I want to turn this way. Keep getting my big head in the way. These are all my full-size pages. This is another size. I love this paper. course, this is going in my journal. I fussy cut some images out for other projects, but I would love to have the Eiffel Tower, but I know it's not going to be 4 3/4 high. Eiffel Tower is going to get cut off. So we're going to do it this way. Save the Eiffel Tower for something else. Get most of the dress form in. What other scraps can I dig out? I don't want them all to be the same size. This is one. Just cut this off right about here. This paper is actually from Graphic 45 Songbird. I didn't use all the paper pack. And I don't even know what the length is of this. It's a little more longer than what I wanted. Okay, so we'll cut a little bit out of this. This will go into another pile. Here's another one. Another one of them from Graphic 45. This is going to be a shorter one. Well, not shorter, but rose paper. And this isn't all the scraps that I have either. I've got another box. Another little square. Okay, I think I'm going to get some. Just hold that thought for a second. I am digging out some colored copy paper and dumping stuff all over my floor in the process. Wait till you see this. Wait till you see this. This stack? Yeah. As I make a mess in my craft room, I think I'm going to cut down a couple pieces of copy paper. And put in my signature. So, okay, doesn't want to cooperate. 7 by 4 3/4. I promise I'll start building a signature here shortly. I still have to do my makeshift spine thing that I'm going to glue in onto my spine. How about some other pink and some other blue? See, this is copy paper that's never going to get used for anything. So I might as well throw it into a journal, right? Okay. I think I've got enough to build a page, build a signature to start out with. I'm thinking get my envelope punch board out. And do an envelope to put in the center. No, which means I got to cut some more paper. Let's see, if I want just a small envelope. I need a piece of paper 6.5 by 6.5 for the envelope size that I want to do. I'm going to do a 3 or 6 by 6. I'm going to do a 3 by 4 envelope. So I need a 6 by 6 square. Yep, paper trimmer has to come out one more time. So six by 6. Okay. Now what did I do with my envelope punch board? Oh, there it is. Okay, so 2 5/8. If you, I don't know how many of you, I'm sure a lot of you have this. It has the different envelope sizes, or card sizes, your paper size, and where your score line, starting score line is supposed to be. So I said 2 5/8. Okay, 2 5/8 is right there. So I'm going to punch, make my score line, turn. And of course this score line is hard to see. So I'm just going to have to go by. I should have did this on the white side. Well, now I just saw a bunch of people. Sorry about that. I got cut out. My internet cut out there for a second. Which we're going to be on the hunt for new internet service here, like real soon. We're with Comcast, and it's just the price is just really outrageous. We started out with triple play with Comcast, and every year it's gone up and up and up and up. And everything is just so expensive. We're looking at TV alternatives and everything because it's just, it's ridiculous. Okay. Get those off my table. Okay, so I know my bone folder's hidden again. Somewhere over the rainbow, my bone folder just vanished. You know, I didn't take it anywhere. It was just right here. Oh, and this didn't come out right. My bad. How many times have you done that? I have plenty. And I'm just getting out my small trimmer this time because I do not feel like getting that big one up here again. We'll try this again. That's exactly 6 by 6 now. It's because I couldn't see the score lines, and I don't think I lined it up the right way to begin with. So I'm going to try the envelope one more time. It's supposed to be 5/8. Okay. Score. Punch. Score. Now I can see the score line. There we go. Punch. Score. Punch. I punched, but I didn't score. Punch. Or score and punch. Okay, now I think I've got it. For some reason, the rounding's working better this time, too. But my whole point in this is I'm going to put this in the middle of my signature. I think this is going to have to be folded down though. But I'll worry about that later. I'm going to sew this into my signature. Okay, scoreboard. Three and a half. Make sure I score this in the right place. I probably have enough here for a couple signatures. And this is thin paper, so when you're using thin paper, you got to watch how hard you score. I'm using a close to my heart scoreboard. It's the one that I use as my portable one. It has an arm that swings out. And also used for scoring envelopes. But for me, it's just so much easier to just get my envelope punch board out instead of trying to do all the measuring and try to do all my scoring by hand and then cutting by hand. And something went wonky there. My paper moved when I was scoring. I like to do some more of these YouTube Live, but I definitely got to figure out a better system. This is a little bit thicker paper, so I'll run over it twice. This is thicker also. This is cardstock weight here. Got all those. My envelope. I'm not going to throw that one in there. I know that this is 7 inches, so this is going to be this is lighter weight. This is 6 inches, so I'm going to score this at 3 instead because I want it right in the middle. Okay, that's all I'm scoring right now. Excuse me, I need a drink of my water. I'm roasting. I said I'm roasting. You're supposed to comment back, "Hi, roasting. My name is. Nice to meet you." I know, bad joke. Okay. Gonna reach around, reach across. Get my needle out. I'm forgetting to do something. I'm forgetting to get a piece of cardstock out. And I need to cut the cardstock. I only have a couple sheets of this purple cardstock left. I think I'll use this. So, my spine's 1.5 inches. So, if I want an inch on each side, 1.5 inches, 1.5 inches, 2.5, 3.5. So we're going to cut this at 3.5. And then the height has to be the height of my book, which is about 5. Right. Roughly 5 inches. Okay. And I'm going to go ahead and score this. Since I know I want an inch on each side, I'm going to score this at 1 inch here. Flip it around. Score it at 1 inch here. And that should give me 1.5 inch spine. Right? Bingo! I actually measured something right. Then I need this, and I need my punchy tool, and to get some of this paper out of my way. Sorry for walking away again. I'm sure you know how it is. Okay. My punchy tool. I'm going to guesstimate where I want my holes. 1. Where do I want my center? Center's about right there. So I'll put that right there. I guesstimated. Concentration. Not perfect, but hey, this is homemade, right? So, I just thought of something. I'll use this. This isn't the same height though. Sorry about that. I just realized I need a guide. So I am going to cut this to 5 inches. That gives me the height. I don't need the full width. I just need something as a guide. I need to make myself a hole guide. For this one. Okay. And I am going to get my little thing back here. Well, this is getting glued down anyhow, so this is how I'm going to do that. Put holes there and then just put them right next to there. Now I got myself a little guide. Okay, I'm going to throw that in, and I'm just going to start gathering some pages for my signature. I would have been just better off just folding these in half and instead of wasting my time trying to score them. It's 1, 2, 3. Let's get a pink one in there. 4. My paper clips are over here. And let's throw one of these smaller graphic 45s in here. Five. I think I got 5 pages in there, and plus my envelope. Okay, so then I'm going to open up. Because I don't want these moving. Paper clip them. In place. Okay. Get my little hole guide, line it up, get my little puncher, one hole, two holes, three holes. Okay. Now I got to figure out where my needle went. I have so much stuff on my desk, it could be anywhere. I know, I got it out. There it is. So, I am going to use, this is crochet thread. And typically, 1, 2. Typically I like to use about 4 lengths. Sometimes that's too much. Sometimes I add a little bit on just for good measure because I don't want to run out in the middle sewing. Hello. Then comes the fun part. Gotta get my little cheater out. I need to get a better needle threader again. I can't thread a needle to save my life. Okay, so I want my tail to be in the center. So I'm doing the pamphlet stitch. And I'm going to put this one in the first set of holes here. Leave myself a nice little tail. Then I'm going to come, it doesn't matter which hole, the bottom one or the top, this is just a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. But I'm going to come up through one of them. This is always the hardest part, getting it started. And then trying to thread it. Making sure you get all of the signatures. I think I got them all. I hope I got them all. Make sure it's tight, but you don't want them too snug, because what happens when it's too snug, your paper can rip. And then after you get down through the other one, then back up through the center again. When you come up, you want to make sure you're on the other side of this string in the center. Of course, it wants to give me trouble here. I think next time I'm going to use a smaller needle. Okay. Now I got it up. Okay, yep, I had way too much. But I got it on both sides, and I'm just going to knot this. Like doing like a square knot. But I got a good price on this thread at Joann's with my 40% off coupon. Okay, and then I'm going to cut them. And what I also like to do is get my other glue. I am going to use my Art Glitter Glue. And I'm going to put a little glue on that knot. Let that dry. Okay, and then after it dries, I'll have one of my signatures done in here. And what this is going to do is this will end up gluing inside of my spine. I do it this way. I got this from, I can't take credit for this idea. I got this from another YouTuber. There's a couple people that did that way. I don't like the look of strings on the outside of my spine. Nope, nope, can't do. So after I get all my signatures in, I'm gonna put a liner on my back cover, and most of this will be done, and maybe do a little bit of decorating, or maybe not. Maybe the recipient will want to decorate this. Anyhow, I'm going to cut it off from here. I do thank you for tuning in, and thank you for watching. Have a good day, and maybe I'll use this as a giveaway. The wheels in my head are spinning. Maybe I'll use this as a giveaway. Again, signing off. Thank you for watching. Until next time. Next time you see me, this will be completed. You have a great one too, Beck. And thanks for subscribing. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the thumbs up. And you have a good day. Now let's see if I figure out how to turn. Oh, there it is. There's the finish button. Bye.